Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode 225. I am joined here by the great JermsyBoy.
Hello.
If you only watch my channel and you haven't checked out his, you got to go see. This guy is a master builder of a lot of levels, but especially castle building. Do you think castle building, would you describe that as like maybe one of your better things?
Yeah, definitely. I have a hard time with most other things, but I don't know. I think I can do castles okay.
How many castles do you have in your world? I know it's more than one.
2, I think, right now. No. That's not right.
Yeah, you have more than that.
4.
Yeah, okay, that's about right.
And I'm about to start another one.
Oh, really? Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
his series called Building Big with Germ, right?
Yes.
I can't encourage strongly enough to check it out. It's really, really good. So what I did today is we talked about doing some stuff together, and I thought, I was just explaining to him before I hit record. I'm kind of at the point in my castle here in Port Bray where I'm like, it's like kind of halfway done, but I'm like, I don't know what is missing, but I know that it's not done, but I don't know what to do next. So I thought, let's invite a real master builder on here, and maybe you can help out.
Awesome.
So this is Port Bray. This is like our big hub. It's kind of like our capital city. And in future seasons, you can take those boats and port back and forth from different cities, but always come through here. So like if you're at City A, you would go from City A to Port Bray, and then take a different boat to City B, wherever you're actually trying to head to. So this is going to be a long-term thing, so I thought it really needs a big project.
Yeah. Okay.
So, man, any advice you have, I am all ears. I'm ready to go. But this is like the main this is kind of like the main entryway that we just started kind of working this area here. And then you just follow the road up. So I'll just kind of follow you and hear your thoughts.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say that down over here is just awesome walking up through all these buildings and I don't know, just the atmosphere. I didn't even notice this. Yeah, and you can see the ships off in the distance. That's what I want to get with my new project that I'm about to start. It's just you look anywhere and you see something different, like ships off in the distance or a crane or something like that.
Yeah, points of interest. One thing that I know B-Dubs talked about a while ago is vertical depth, and that's kind of been like my catchphrase for quite a while. Is like it's easy. Like we all know when building. I'm just going to do time set day here. When building, it's easy to go. I don't know what you call horizontal depth, like inside to outside. We all do that. But whenever you're talking bigger structures, I think when you see a lot of people's world, it's really flat. So when building this market down here, I was thinking like, well, vertical depth we think of as up, but what about down? So like adding bridges that go over, like in this town, I add a lot of minecart rails going over because this is their main export is iron and stuff like that. So they take the iron from the mines to the blacksmith and then out to the docks. But as a builder, secondarily, these raised rails add a ton because it's something high,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so these towns, so all these houses, none of them have interiors yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Really, it's just so boring. And in survival, it takes so long,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so this is the main entryway. It's the building style I think is fairly consistent as far as I tried to make it look like it was done by the same people, kind of. But it's a little bit new of a building style to me, like this being so busy.
Yeah, it takes a little while to get used to doing something like that, the busy style. But if you pull it off correctly, it can look really, really nice. And I do like this.
Thank you. Yeah, there's no point to this. Like there's really no point to these at all. It's just again, just for depth. Like I was thinking, if this were a painting before I had this, you just see like just the mountain and it's boring. So I thought, well, this is going to give it something close. And then with Optifine and some fog, something a little further away, and it looks nice.
I've actually been thinking of my stuff like a painting a lot lately too. Like in front of my castle, I haven't released this episode yet, but I started working on like a small very small scale like village, just to give like some perspective, kind of.
Yeah, like something in the foreground.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. This thing is built because of lore. The idea is this town. So the world is at war with the zombie pigmen. That's kind of the lore of the whole world. Like all the civilizations at war constantly with the Nether. This is the only place that didn't fall in the battle. So I was thinking, how could you make it not fall? I thought, well, maybe if the only entry point is like a tower. I have learned since that this staircase goes the wrong way. Because so I've learned in towers you always do stairways clockwise, because if you're defending, you're up top and you're right-handed generally, so you want to be able to freely swing your sword.
I did not know that.
But I'm not redoing it, so it is what it is. Yeah. So anyway, so you lead the way, and I'll listen and learn.
I really like this gate. Always have a hard time with gates.
If you really look at it, it doesn't really line up. Like, you can tell that the doors would crash into each other because there's no way to do a diagonal.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's always difficult to make it look like they're gonna line up.
Yeah.
Are you planning on putting some buildings and stuff in here?
Well, I have buildings all around the back, and that's one thing I wanted to ask you about, actually. So I was looking at your world, at your castle. I forget which one it is, but the one that's like Extreme Hills. Mm-hmm. And man, I'm a little bitter at myself because this is all a custom mountain. Like there's nothing underneath this. So we built it flat on top, thinking, oh, that'll be easy to build on. But that was stupid. Because building it flat, it's boring, and so there's really nothing at this point that we can do other than kind of fill this up with houses and stuff. So around the back I put houses, and I wasn't sure what you thought, if I should just fill this up with houses or keep a view from the gate.
Okay. This is a nice view of this building. I think maybe, I don't know, this is kind of a small space over here, so maybe not houses here, maybe a fountain or something, but I do think houses would look nice over here.
Yeah, like they wouldn't obstruct the view, but give something. Yeah. I wish that I had more sort of natural terrain here, but it was the first mountain we ever made, so it was a bit of an experiment. Around the back, just kind of trying to fill space, because it's a little bit awkward, the amount of space that is left from the wall. So I tried to make a half-done tower.
I like it.
I don't know if that's coming off or not, is what it is.
Yeah, it did look like something that was... I saw it a minute ago, and I was thinking it looked like something that was being built currently.
So...
Like, in a good way.
Kind of, yeah, I mean, kind of working on, it's... To make the world look lived in, something I always talk about, like... You're familiar with Star Wars, right? I mean, everyone is. So, Star Wars was, to my knowledge, the first universe that was like a lived-in universe. Like, if you look at the Millennium Falcon when they first get in, I'm talking the first ones, not the prequels. There's like dust on the computers, Where before that, and even since that, most sci-fi shows, everything looks perfect, like as if the set designer just got done building it, which they did. So, kind of thinking of that in this world, I want to make this world look lived in, and if you make every house look perfect, it looks like a model railroad or something. It doesn't look like a living, breathing world. Yeah. So that was some of the idea. The other drag is I'm kind of forced to use path blocks because of the snow issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having some problems with that in my castle right now too.
Have you gone the route of using string to keep snow off?
I've considered it, but I'm not sure if I want to do that or not.
I just, in this resource pack, lightened string up to be almost invisible. Like, you can just barely see it. So I've been thinking about using that, just so it's not all path block. Like, put some string on some coarse dirt or something. But, yeah, but that's a big project, man. We have lots of string because we have a nice mob farm, but just putting it on in the size of and scope that I'm thinking about it's a lot.
Yeah. You just built those, didn't you? Or maybe you just released the episode?
Yeah, yes, I did. I did actually, and then all these houses have not been really. I did a lot of these on a live stream and just a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're. It's hard, man. Like when you're trying to build a really big world, and you know this, like, it's challenging because you need to build 50 houses that are that's the same, and like you can't put that out. Like that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same point, it's really boring to do, especially if you don't have if you don't have 8 hour, at a time to live stream or whatever. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I tried like a custom tree here just to give some like different interest. That's not my proudest creation, but I think it's all right.
Yeah, I like it.
So what do you think? Basically, are you thinking like in the big areas, just keep the houses coming out like they are in the back?
I think so.
And
I think that would definitely help.
What do you
fill in some space.
What do you think about the height? Like, I'm sensitive to if I build, if you build a house like a 2-story house with a roof, that's pretty freaking tall. Like, thinking about sight lines. Do you think I should keep them shorter or?
I think most of them should be shorter, and a couple of them maybe could be sticking up. But that's what I would do, is make them shorter so that the castle would appear or would feel bigger.
That's true. That's a really great point. I was actually not even thinking about that point. I was thinking about like to see the keep, like over the walls from a distance and not have it blocked by houses. But actually, what you're saying is right. If you're walking here and you have houses that are almost as big as the keep, that's going to really hurt the grandeur of the entire area.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have interiors in your castle?
I started working on one the other day, but it's just one room, and that's it.
I need to recruit someone from the servers who like lives to do interior, and just point and be like, there, go. So anyway, this is the main shape. I don't know. You're creative, right? You can fly around if you want. If you have any tips on like the I guess exterior before we head on the inside, and get some thoughts on that, I would take any of it.
Okay.
There's a little bit of lore built into the castle. One is we have 3 religions in the world here, so I tried to do a tower for each of the 3 religions to show that this house is tolerant of all 3. So that's why the kind of weird colored windows, like green and yellow, which is kind of weird, but that's the colors of the Enderman religion.
Huh.
And there's supposed to be a library in one, which, yeah. Once I get about 1 billion leather, then I'll get right on that. But yeah. Are you doing any custom recipes?
I did a couple months ago, but I think I accidentally removed the data pack, so I don't remember which ones I had. But yeah, I was thinking about getting into them.
I keep going back and forth on. I'm definitely doing custom elytra recipe, no question about that. But other than that, I've been going back and forth on what's the move. I was talking to Ninny actually about doing a custom shulker recipe, and
oh yeah,
because especially in a multiplayer world, and this world is. The idea is never reset. This world is like a forever world. We'll just keep on building and building and building and going and going, And I'm doing different seasons, but the seasons are in the same world, just like a different sort of area of the world, So, man, we're already. You have to go pretty far to find some shulkers already. I can't even imagine in a year from now,
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe, but then he suggested doing a shulker farm, like setting a spawner to be a shulker spawner. That's pretty brilliant. I mean, if you're cheating anyway, you're cheating one way or the other, right? I mean, you're either cheating by creating a recipe or you're cheating by creating a shulker spawner.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe that. It might be an excuse to do a cool build.
Yeah, you can do some interesting stuff with a shulker spawner.
So this is my first attempt at a at an interior for something like this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Like, it's not good. It's not good.
Well, chandeliers are really hard. I have a hard time with them. I just don't do them most of the time. But I like the walls.
I have like a little dining room and some stuff set up. The throne room, I feel like the throne room came out okay. It's just, it's a lot smaller than what I thought it was going to be, but we actually ran out of space, which is amazing, building such a big castle, but yeah.
I like the throne.
I changed dark oak to being vertical. Man, what a difference.
Yeah, I had it like that for a while, but I was having a hard time blending it in with other wood, so I changed it back.
I think even if like, and I haven't done a floor like this yet, but the idea of being able to put dark oak one way and then a different wood the other way I think it's going to open up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
And especially for walls and planks and stuff like that. I do have, I took some of your textures, quite a few, you may notice, and incorporated them, but mostly it's all concrete. I tried to consolidate what the sort of quote special or unique textures are. So like all the terracotta is just regular terracotta, but all the concretes are sort of like shingles or painted wood and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Okay.
So I'm just every night I say a little prayer to Mojang, just begging them to give us concrete stairs and slabs.
Oh yeah, I really hope so.
Why would they not do that? Just do it.
They did say in 1.13 they're going to add a bunch more stairs and slabs, but the only thing they've added so far is prismarine stairs and slabs.
Totally. Like, what are they? I mean, okay, I don't know anything about coding, but like a modder can do that in like 3 seconds. Like, and that's not appeared on any of the snapshots yet, so I'm starting to get nervous.
And they're going to be away for like 3 weeks, so no snapshots. I hope they don't forget.
Yeah, right. They'll come back and be like, all right, let's just push it out. So basically, I'm trying to finish up this town. This is like kind of the last city we have left to, quote, finish, as much as you ever finish anything in Minecraft. Before, then when the pre-releases start, we're going to move to a different area of the world. I just kind of start, I want to do like a floating city on the water, like a wood floating city.
Ooh.
Did you ever see The Hobbit?
It was whenever it first came out. That's the last time I saw it.
There's a
So I don't remember.
there's a part in it that has like they call it Lake Town. It's just like a floating wooden city on the lake, but it's a whole city on the water. So that's kind of the idea of I want to give that a crack and see how that goes. And then I want to do a ruins in the sand, like a sand ruins area that's going to be basically a squid farm.
Ooh.
And then we want to do a pirate cove, like a real crash ship pirate cove, which I've never done before.
That could be really cool. I've always wanted to do like a pirate themed project.
Well, I know of just the server you can try that out if you want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of cool guys, playing. So this is just a little bit of a show around Port Brave, but this is the quarry that has been like just busting my butt. I thought this was going to be really easy and long. It is so tedious. It's so tedious.
I really, really like this.
This is a functional quarry. Like, this is actually basically you're standing on what has now become the castle. Like, this was all up to ground level, and that's where we got all the stone from.
Oh, wow.
But I figured, like, instead of just dig underground, like, why not use it?
Yeah.
Make something that's interesting. And so tried to kind of make a medieval, whatever I thought a medieval quarry might look like.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna have to move the beacon fairly soon because we're getting close to out of stone. I mean, out of usable stone without just mining a straight line. So we may have a new quarry soon.
Oh, wow.
But
I really like these the rope looking blocks.
That is an edit of Conquest. I think.
Yeah, I thought it looked familiar.
I can't remember what block that's brown. What is that? That's like brown. Oh, brown terracotta. This was I had brown terracotta shingles from Conquest. I think maybe shingle looking like block. I was like, what do I need brown shingles for? We already have like 5 different brown woods. You know, if I want a brown roof, I'll just make it out of one of the woods. So I went ahead and did this, thinking I can use this in like docks, in ports, in, you know, ships.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different places. I try to not do any block that's like a one-time use type of thing, because I think that's limiting. But I think this is like kind of a gimmicky block that could have a lot of uses.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I'm not really sure about is what to do. I mean, it's not a pressing issue because this is still a functional quarry, but what to do to like sort of where this becomes a, you know, just like natural generated stuff. The cave and ravine here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure where to go. By the way, that witch texture over there, how'd you get that?
Which? Oh, wait.
Is that yours?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I made this.
Did you make it actually?
Oh, yeah. I recolored. What did I do? I think I recolored the illager.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
And then made it a random mob.
Is that Optifine dependent or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I've only played Optifine since I've done this, so I'm really curious to what's going to break whenever 113 first comes out, you know.
Yeah, I'm really worried about losing or not having Optifine in 1.13.
I mean, dude, what a pain in the butt to have to rename pretty much every block, right? Like, that took so long.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing stuff that takes a long time if it's actually progress, but when it takes so long because I'm like just sitting there typing, you know, red_concrete like 47 times in a row, it's tiring.
Yeah. I will say though, it is going to be a lot easier to find textures now, like in the folders.
Well, that's true.
Because they're named the right things, but it's still... I mean, we've gone so long with them being named the wrong things.
Well, I kind of got used to it, though. You know, I kind of got used to... It's kind of like the non-English speaking way, where you say, like, the thing first and then the descriptor second. But now they're switching to English, so it was... In a way, it was kind of nice. Like, if you want planks, you can just type in planks, and all of them will come right up. But now it's going to be like oak, plank, birch, plank, whatever. But it doesn't really matter as long as it's... As long as it's consistent and never changes again, I'm fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay. So, what about, let me get your thoughts on this church that we have. So, of the 3 religions, I don't know if you ever saw this, but this is the way to get to the end. You can get to the end through any of these Church of the Ends, basically, with a little bit of command block magic. If you're like, lore-wise, if you're like a believer, you can stand right on this thing and you press the button and you fall down. Whoa. And actually, you can go ahead and do it.
Okay.
We can come back here pretty quickly.
Oh, wow.
And that will teleport you to the end temple.
Oh, man, I've heard Nenny talking about this.
Oh, don't fall. Like, fly.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll get teleported. Just before you go, just fly out and you can take a look at the end temple.
Okay.
I think this is my biggest build I've ever done.
Wow. And this is all survival, right?
It's all survival. Every single... The only thing that's not survival is some command block shenanigans, you know.
Wow.
The idea is I wanted to... My Optifine fog is actually kind of messing with my view. The idea is I wanted to have a building that goes to build height, and it does. This goes within half a block of build height. Mm-hmm. And so from any city in the entire world, they're going to have a Church of the End, and you can take that leap of faith, and that's going to teleport you to here, and then you fall, and straight underneath this is an end temple or an end portal.
Wow.
So that way you can actually go repair your tools and all that stuff. But yeah, so let me show you where all the stone came from to build this.
Okay.
So if you're falling,
whoa.
If you're falling, you're gonna see this.
This is insane.
This was a big dig project.
Yeah.
What we have is we have black wool. My black wool is just void, just for this purpose, basically. And I put black carpet. The reason why I wanted black wool specifically to be the void block is so mobs won't spawn on the bottom, because that throws off the the illusion.
There's a horse down here.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to do something about that. Ninny actually pointed that same thing out yesterday. Yeah, so this is the idea. Well, I built this huge thing telling everyone it's going to be so great. You're going to fall through and you're going to see like an end temple as you fall. The reality is you never even see this. You fall so fast. You just blast right through it, right to the end.
Wow, this is crazy looking.
Yeah, I think this worked out pretty well. I think this was a really fun build. This took ages. And this was like one of those things that I couldn't even really use for recording, really, because like it takes so long to copy things like 8 times or however many times you need to copy it. You know that like what's the point? So most of this I just did where I just come on and it's like, hey, look what I did. And meanwhile, it's like that's 25 hours of building and stone gathering and stuff, you know. But hey, so my other castle that I have is out this way. Maybe I can get some of your thoughts on it. It's a sand castle.
Okay.
Sand castle. It's a sand kingdom with a castle in it, I guess. And let me do this. Time, set, day. I'd love any thoughts you have on this because
Ooh.
This is the only thing we do creative in the world is we do forest building in creative. Like basically we just have sessions where like when a couple of us can get together, we'll be like, okay, let's build a forest over here, and we use structure blocks.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my forest.
It's just, I mean, if you want to actually build a huge you can't.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, you know, I see like, are you aware of Jansey?
Jansey?
Jansey, yeah, Australian.
Yeah.
YouTuber, like, you know, he does a lot of that stuff by hand, which is amazing. But he also is professional. You know, he plays, you know, 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day, which is cool, but not something that is realistic. So this is my first stab at a desert castle.
I really like this. I've tried to do a desert one once, but it ended up looking exactly like B-Dub, so I just stopped.
Isn't that hard, man? Isn't that hard to not emulate? I mean, I know that you and I are both heavily influenced by B-Dubs. He's the greatest, I think. But, which, I mean, how happy were you when you saw the video come out the other day?
Oh, I was so happy.
Isn't it great? But yeah, it's so hard. Like I actually have to do things that I wouldn't necessarily do just to not like copy him primarily, or a few other people that I do watch. But so what this is our mob farm of the realm.
Oh, okay.
So on the inside, I'll show you where the mobs are. So the idea of the realm is I don't ever want to just have a big floating dumb platform in the sky, you know. I mean that's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think that it's cooler if you can write in like a lore and the idea. Yeah. So what I did is I wrote that this is a prison. It's a prison city where all the different kingdoms of the realm throw their prisoners in, and their prisoners are taken up to these cells up here. Wait a second. Wait. Yeah, up here.
Okay.
And this is the mob farm, basically how it works. So there's cells that are dark. Mobs spawn, and then every like 2 or 3 minutes, the water comes on and pushes them off the ledge.
Huh.
And then way down in the basement, right now we just have sorting system, but we're gonna have catacombs eventually. But so the idea is this is a castle, but it's really a prison.
That's really cool.
So, if you have any thoughts on the interior specifically, because let me show you how amazingly stumped I am. I got nothing. It's just nothing. It's just empty. It's just totally empty.
I really don't know much about the desert style, so I don't know what you would do with the interior here. Especially because all these windows too.
Well, yeah, and I kind of want to leave. You know, it's tough. I kind of want to leave the open air windows because that looks really great from outside, but it's not that good for like building a bunch of rooms. Would you like think about like quartering this off into rooms first and then figuring out what goes in them and stuff?
Yeah, probably. That's probably what I would do. Just try to like mark off some rooms and then figure out hallways, stuff like that. I don't know.
This is a mega torch spam because of it being a mob farm. So for it to be effective at all, you have to like, so building the castle outside, it's really tough, man. Like I have to like slab everything. Like everything has to be either a stair or a slab. Like even up here, you can see some areas that I haven't yet. So that's going to be stuff that I'm going to have to at some point come back and slab all this. Because if every mob that spawns here is not going to spawn in the jail cells.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
So it just makes, sometimes it helps actually, because sometimes it gives excuses to put more ornament and stuff on. But sometimes, man, it's a real pain. It's a real pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In like nether hubs and stuff like that, I always have to put slabs, and it can be kind of hard to get some interesting detail in the floors and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just to keep like the zombie pig from spawning everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even in like the town outside of this, if you look, every single place is either lit up or a slab or a fence.
Oh yeah.
Because every single thing has to be not spawnable, or else it doesn't work, or the whole thing doesn't work. This is another Church of the End, so you can take this plunge and go to the End Temple. And there's pretty much one in every bigger city, not like the little hamlets and stuff, but
mm-hmm. I really like this front tower on the church.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Thank you. It's super busy. First, I tried to build it exactly like I would out of stone, but out of sandstone. Kind of worked out okay. It's kind of weird though. It's like a medieval Gothic style of building, but out of sandstone. But
yeah,
I think it kind of worked. I tried to do a chandelier up on top, and that did not work as well. Oh, especially now. I didn't think about it, but now that they're your lanterns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing that looked cooler with end rods. That's the one thing. So let me ask you a question about the lanterns. How did you do that?
Well, it's a custom model. I took the model from a mod called Rustic, I think.
Oh.
And it had, let's see, where is it? There it is. It had a bunch of different versions of the lantern, I think. One that sits on the ground, one that hangs from the wall, and then one hangs from the ceiling.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. I've been thinking about what I want to do. I saw it was made with Mr. Crayfish's shit, I forget what it's called. Model builder or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to get a wheel in the game really bad. Right now our wheels are sticky pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, that's barely okay. I mean, whatever. It's better than not having a wheel, but not much. So what I want to do is, now that we're getting all the trapdoors, I want to make one of the trapdoors, probably like acacia, because come on, when are you ever going to use that?
Yeah.
As a wheel. But the problem is when I did the wheel texture, I don't think I have it actually. I'll tell you what, let me cut real quick and I'll get that out. Hold on one second. All right, okay. So I'm back. That lapis I need to destroy. So you can't see this, unfortunately, but the problem is it looks great from the side, but the problem is on the outside, I have a, it's like half the wheel is showing. In fact, actually, I'll send to you on Discord. Do you have Discord open?
Yes, I do. Okay,
I'll send it to you right now. How about this? Live picture sending. Okay, so I sent it to you, and there you have it. There's like, I don't know how to get rid of that, but even if I can get rid of the side, I don't think that's a good trapdoor texture.
Yeah.
The texture itself looks great, but like it looks like a painting. If I look from the side, it's literally invisible. So what I'm thinking about...
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
I like maybe trying to use that Mr. Crayfish's thing so you can get something with like actual girth, like almost like a Jizzle and Bits sort of thing,
Mm-hmm. You know what? I just realized if you use Chisel and Bits and like make a wheel and then you can like export it somehow.
What?
I think with an add-on. Yeah. It'll just be like its own model. So that might be a way easier way of doing that.
What? You mean, and I can incorporate into vanilla?
I'm pretty sure. I remember B-Dubs doing that in FWcraft. He made like an anvil and then he somehow exported it. He said he could use that in his resource pack if he wanted to.
Oh man, my brain is spinning about how many different things I wanted. I love chisel and bits so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's insane.
I mean, I could basically make this texture. Well, actually, this looks like it's a 32-bit texture. Actually, looking at it a little bit closer, but I mean, I could make a wheel texture, but then actually make it, you know, what is it, the four thick or something like that? That would be unbelievable to add to the world, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know what I know what my mission is going to be. Well, anyway, listen. I think that probably I'm close to out of time here.
Okay.
If you're watching this, there will be a link. Obviously, go to JermsyBoy's channel and check it out. He has a great series. It's called Building Big with Germ. Watch the whole series. It's like 110 episodes or something. I know because I watched them all. It's great. Check it out. He's a great builder. Maybe if you all get on and you can encourage him to come and help us out over in this world. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you are watching,
no problem.
hit me on my Discord. That's the place where I always am, and we can chat there. You can yell at me for doing things in a stupid fashion. That's always a good time. All right. Bye, everyone.